Working parents already know this. They know it can be very hard to take time off after having a baby. Why? The U.S. has no national paid leave policy, and that can be very hard, especially on America's teachers. Many are forced to plan their births over the summer or go back to work before they're ready to go. That's never fun. Nancy Cordes looks at an effort to change all that. 2 Nancy Cordes appearances in 1 hour. Lucky us.
I'm very honored, Gayle. And you know, the numbers might surprise you. In 2023, there was a recent study of the nation's largest school district, and it found that only 18% of them provide paid parental leave for teachers when they give birth. And some of these districts only offer a few days. With so many districts now facing teacher shortages, advocates say the lack of leave could be making the problem worse.
Can I have a kiss?
Katie McNally has been an elementary school teacher for 12 years. But when it came time to have her own children, she realized she had a math problem.
How am I going to afford to go on leave?
Only 9 states and the District of Columbia currently guarantee some paid parental leave for public school teachers. But Virginia, where McNally teaches, isn't one of them.
Historically, teachers have always been told if you want to have a baby, you just have to time it to have your baby over summer vacation. For anyone who ever had to deal with infertility issues or pregnancy loss, I can't even imagine how upsetting that must be to hear.
Luckily, McNally's husband, James, was allowed to gift her 6 weeks of paid sick leave that he had saved up as a fellow teacher. But that left them with just a few weeks in the bank when McNally had her second child 13 months later. What would you have done if your husband didn't happen to be a teacher in the same school system?
I have no idea.
Educators can qualify for 12 weeks of unpaid leave under the Family and Medical Leave Act. But at an average salary of around $66,000 a year, many teachers can't afford to go unpaid for long.
So I had saved up all of my sick time for 7 years, and it was all gone in the first 6 weeks of being off. So the second half of my leave was entirely unpaid.
Casey Montanay teaches in Delaware, which passed a law granting some public school teachers parental leave back in 2018. That was after she had her first son, but before she got pregnant with her second.
I was obviously ecstatic, but I think my other thought was, why not sooner?
Many states say the problem is the price tag. California Governor Gavin Newsom vetoed paid leave for teachers after state school officials raised concerns that it could cost between $43 and $163 million a year.
When paid parental leave is not offered, people leave the workforce at higher rates.
Heather Pesky is president of the National Council on Teacher Quality. She says each time a teacher leaves, it can cost the school district an estimated $9,000.
School districts say we just can't afford to give every teacher a few months of paid leave. You would say what?
I say you can't afford not to give teachers paid parental leave.
Montanay says without that leave, she herself might have moved on.
Educators are in the business of children and families. So to have someone not care about your own family, it makes you wonder, should I even be working here?
What do you see?
As for McNally, she went back to work just 4 weeks after her son Connell was born this spring.
It gets me a little emotional thinking about just how much better everyone would be if we were helping out each other a little bit more.
President Biden has proposed 12 weeks of paid family leave for all workers, which he says would bring the U.S. in line with the rest of the developed world. But that bill has been stuck in Congress for a long time. And I asked Katie McNally if she thought that the lack of paid leave was discouraging young women from becoming teachers. And she actually said that she thought it was the opposite, that it's discouraging young teachers from having families.
Yeah, isn't that the irony there? Here they are, teachers are educating your children, and now they're the ones who are suffering. I think most people would be surprised that teachers of all people don't have paid leave.
Yeah. Right, you know, there used to be
pregnancy.
There was this philosophy, just get pregnant over the summer, but that's obviously not realistic for everyone. It might be the ideal, but you really can't control when you get pregnant.
And who's doing more important work in this country than our teachers?
Exactly.
Right. Yet they can't get the salary or the benefits they need.
The real heroes, taking care of our kids.
Wow.
That's for sure. Nancy, thank you.